So what is the point of trying so hard to recover? Is it even a realistic goal to attempt? And how does me recovering affect the people around me as well as the wider autoimmune community as a whole? In this video, I'm firstly going to answer some of those questions. Secondly, discuss why I want to start a YouTube channel. And then finally, at the end, talk about one major concern that I have about starting a YouTube channel. So hey guys, thanks for clicking on this video. My name is Ross, if we haven't met before, and just to give you a brief introduction if you're unfamiliar with my story. I was diagnosed with Myasthenia Gravis and Graves' disease in 2015, and within 6 months I went from being normal to severely disabled. Since then, I spent the majority of the last 4 years trying to improve the quality of my life. It's been an up and down battle, and that has led me to asking myself some of those questions that I proposed in the introduction. So if you are interested in hearing more about my story, where I've come from since diagnosis and where I plan to go in the future and watching that future unfold, then please subscribe to my channel. Click the bell notifications icon and then you'll be notified when I post videos in future. So why am I trying so hard to recover? For me, it's a simple question, a simple answer. I want to improve the quality of my life, and I want that to be a sustainable improvement. It was never for me about improving my life for a few years now and then struggling later. For me, it was really trying to improve long term, but feel as best as I can in the interim as well. That leads into the second question. Is it even a realistic goal to attempt this full recovery? Now, medically speaking, you cannot fully overcome an autoimmune disease. The doctors will tell you that there's always a chance that you can come out of remission and experience some of those symptoms again. For me, that was not really the option. I wanted to fully get off medication, get through this stage of remission, and really thrive in my life. So do better than I was doing before I was diagnosed. And that would prove to myself that I can, really go forward and enjoy my life without anything holding me back. The reason I want to do that is to showcase that it's possible for somebody else who might feel in the same position, can I get better? Is my life doomed? And I know that if I can show where I've come from, where I'm going to, someone else can get inspired by that same story. And that leads then into the third question: how does me getting better affect those around me and then the wider autoimmune community as a whole? How does it affect the people around me? Firstly, really I want to inspire those around me to be as healthy as possible. Over the last 4 years, even I've changed my opinion of what I've deemed to be healthy or not. So it's quite fortunate that I think that I didn't come out and start sharing information straight off the bat, because I probably would have misled myself and other people in terms of what I thought was healthy then versus what I know now. So basically I want to show what I do, and it's not that I have all the answers now, it's really in putting this together so going forward people will be able to see where I am now and where I end up in the future, as well as where I've come from to get to this point. And then somebody can look at that with a lens of perspective and say, this person, was able to get through this, maybe it's possible for me to do that as well. And it also open up the discussion about these cliches of what is healthy and what isn't healthy, and how these modern illnesses are affecting our lives. So that pretty much deals with the questions. So in summary, the point is for me to really show what I'm doing, and that's not what I've done and what I've accomplished, because I haven't gotten near to where I want to be yet, but I really feel like going forward, if I can show or document what I've done, then there will be information in the future, right or wrong, that somebody could learn from. So that's one of the reasons why I think there's a real point to me sharing my story. The other point is just to inspire people so that they can get through their journeys. And then lastly, it's also for me to interact then with other people, and they can teach me as well as me being able to show them something that I've learned perhaps. And then based on the nature of the autoimmune community being quite widespread throughout the world, if you would like to just comment down below what country or what city you're from, and whether you have a disease or you're just watching this for another reason. Then leading into why do I want to start a YouTube channel specifically, YouTube has become a major search engine. I know when I was diagnosed, I looked for a lot of information online, and there's not many videos about myasthenia or people overcoming myasthenia. What inspired me when I started my journey 4 years ago was reading a book about a gentleman who overcame his multiple sclerosis. And that inspired me because it was sort of the closest disease that I'd read about that somebody had overcome to myasthenia. So if I can, put my story out there on video, somebody else could see it, whether they have myasthenia, multiple sclerosis, Hashimoto's, and really, take that and go, wow, if this person can do that, maybe I can improve, even if they don't think that they can fully overcome it. Another reason I want to start a YouTube channel is to really be able to show where I've come from, mainly to the people that have invested in me. A lot of people have really supported me in the last 4 years, and just to show them, where I've come from, what the diagnosis was, how I managed that until now, and what's the plan going forward. So really just to say to them, thank you for getting me to this point, and then showing the journey past and future. So the one major concern that I do have about starting a YouTube channel is just the extra stress or pressure that I'm going to be putting on myself. At the moment, I've just gotten back into full-time work in my recovery, and at the moment, that's pretty much all I'm doing. I don't do any other socializing or any sport or any activity outside of work at the moment. So pretty much it's work, rest in the evenings, make good food, and then pretty much rest on the weekends, and then in preparation for working the next week. That being said, I really think that just doing something a bit more creative, sharing my story, hopefully that will just inspire me and outweigh any negatives of the extra stress or pressure. And I can try and just do this as real as possible and relaxed as possible to not put any pressure on myself. Because I also really don't want to perform for this. I want to really just show what I'm doing and show that it's a sustainable way to recover over the long term. Another reason I want to start a channel is to really share my unique story. The chance that somebody gets myasthenia gravis is already rare enough. The chance that you get myasthenia and Graves and you make a recovery, highly unlikely. So it's only really me that can tell this story at the moment. There's certain things that I want to still do with my life. I realized that when I couldn't do a push-up, there's certain physical activities that I want to do in my life. And if I can really just live that, enjoy that, as much as I want to inspire other people, I also physically want to do those things in my life. And I really think it would be a good story for me to be able to tell and look back on in future. Another reason to start a YouTube channel is the fact that the autoimmune community, by and large, is very active online, based off the fact that most people are widely dispersed throughout South Africa or the world. In terms of having a disease, it's unlikely that there'll be too many in the same area, and that's just because of the nature of having a rare disease. So therefore, a lot of the interaction is online rather than face-to-face. And if I can be a contributing member to the community, hopefully I can just bring my positive impact to the community. So if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you think the decision to start a YouTube channel is a bit too risky for me, and give it a thumbs down. And then otherwise, if I can just ask you if you share this video with one person, whether they're sick or not, whether it just inspires them or you think that they might know me and you'd like to update them on my story, please just share this with one person. If you would like to leave a comment, please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, guys.